Hey there, welcome to the Not Just Mama podcast, the show where we talk about building businesses, chasing dreams, raising little yous, and keeping it real through all the chaos. We're diving into mindset, motivation, and all things mompreneur life, all while microwaving our coffee for the 20 millionth time. I'm your host, Heather Madsen, a dream-chasing mompreneur who knows exactly what it's like to juggle big ambitions with a million daily tasks. Because let's be honest, we're not just moms. We're wives, we're partners, we're daughters, friends, creators, dreamers, and so much more. And just because we're raising little tiny humans doesn't mean we have to put our dreams on the back burner. We deserve to chase them, build something incredible, and make a difference, all while being amazing moms. So go ahead and nuke that coffee once again and get comfy, because we're diving in. Hey guys, welcome back to the Not Just Mama podcast. I am Heather, and today we're gonna talk a little bit about something that really hit me hard when I first started my journey into the online business, okay? So tell me if you've been here. You finally decide to hit record on a video for your course, or maybe your first reel, or just recording yourself in general, maybe your voice, maybe you're recording a podcast. I don't know what you're doing, but you've got your coffee, your hair is however it is, it's in a messy bun, right? And you swear that today is the day that you'll nail your video or your voice recording or your reel, right? And then 5 seconds in, you freeze. You sound weird. You hate your face. And suddenly you're wondering, who even let me do this? I've totally been there, and I feel this on a very deep level. So today, we're going to be talking about something no one really warns you about when you're starting out. And that's the fact that the only way to get better at something is to be really bad at it first, okay? And believe it or not, that's actually the good news. So let me take you back to my very first video, okay? I was recording my first lesson in my online course, and I was so nervous because I have never recorded myself in my life. I did all the planning for my course, I outlined it, I had all my presentation slides made and my workbooks, and then it came to actually recording it, right? And I kid you not, I literally restarted it maybe 20 gajillion times, and I'm not even exaggerating. I kept fumbling my words, second guessing my tone, hating how my face moved, and even at some points I was just like, oh my goodness, my RBF is so bad. People are gonna hate me. I couldn't believe how weird I looked, and not just that, how I sounded on playback. And I kept thinking, who talks like that? Who looks like that? Who has an RBF face when they're talking to people? Oh wait, me. I do. And I would record my episode and I'd go back and edit it, and I'd catch all these things about myself, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot release this into the world. So I must have deleted, re-recorded, edited, deleted 14 times. I'm not even kidding. And I don't know, it was just one of those things where you're just like, I could do better. And if you could have seen me on camera, I mean, I looked like I was being held hostage, like I was in prison, okay? It was almost like I completely forgot how to blink or even act like a normal human being. So yeah, creating content felt like a root canal at first. No anesthesia, just pure discomfort. And I was trying to look confident while silently panicking about every little detail. And when I would start on a topic or start talking, I would lose my train of thought, and then I'd be like, what did I just say? And it was just a mess, you guys. My hands, my voice, the angle of my neck, I mean, it was awful. I mean, I look back and I go through that experience again, I'm like, I was doing it all wrong. But you know what? No, it's not. It's not a sign that I was doing it all wrong. It's a sign that I was doing it right. Because here's the not so glamorous truth. You have to do it badly at first. There is no shortcut. There's no magic app, and there's no make it perfect button, okay? You start when you're feeling awkward. You start when your voice shakes, and you start even when you cringe watching it back. And yes, you even start when you feel like a total fraud. We all feel that way, right? I don't know anybody, any business owner that has never felt like a fraud. But then after all these recordings and looking back and be like, oh, that's not good enough, you do it again. And then it's perfect. And then you do it again and again and again until one day you record something and you don't hate it anymore. You still might like overanalyze it a little, but you're not just repulsed by it, honestly. And that's progress, you guys. I think sometimes we believe that there's this moment when you arrive and the fear will just disappear, right? I honestly remember when I first started out with those recordings too, and I was asking somebody in a Zoom call, and I was like, how do I get better at being on camera and sharing my voice and just, being fluent and not pausing every 2 seconds? And she didn't really have an answer for me, but all she said was, you just do it. You do it over and over and over again. And the more that you do something, the more confident that you become with it, which totally resonated with me because I remember when I first started doing hair a little over 15 years ago, and I have mentioned this in a previous episode, but just talking to people was not a thing for me. I didn't know how to talk to people because I'm an introvert, and it's just really hard for me to come out of that shell and like come up with a conversation with people, right? But yeah, it really resonated with me what she said, because the more I talked to people and put in the effort, the easier it got. And I was able to build a really big clientele. And so that totally made sense to me when she said that to get better at something, you have to do it over and over and over again. You might sound horrible at first, and that's okay. There's nothing that says that you can't re-record, right? You always have that ability to re-record something if it just is not what you wanted. And the world is only going to see what you put out there, okay? And what you put out there is obviously going to be something that you are okay with. So let's talk a little bit about confidence, because I feel like sometimes we think confidence is something we find or something that we either have or don't have, okay? But really, confidence is something that you build over time, okay? And the way you build it, you show up, you try, you fall flat on your face, you learn, and you repeat the whole process. For me, I feel like that shift happened when I stopped chasing perfection and started chasing progress. If we are constantly chasing perfection, we will never be ready to release anything to the world. None of our videos, none of our voice memos, none of our podcasts, whatever, because nothing will ever be perfect. This podcast episode is not perfect. Okay. But when I gave myself permission to just be a beginner and gave myself a little grace and space to grow, something shifted. And the more I showed up, even with like shaky hands, way too many ands, and or I means, I'm sure that you've heard me say I mean, it's just like I've tried to stop saying that and I can't. But yeah, I mean, the more I showed up, even with those things going on with me, the more natural it started to feel, okay? And here's the thing, you guys, people aren't looking for polished and perfection. They're looking for real, not so perfect, the raw you, right? I mean, I've had people tell me that they connected more with me even when I was like nervous and shaky, but telling my story, okay, and being honest and raw with that. And you've got to wonder why. Why do they connect with me when I'm feeling that way? Probably because they saw themselves in that situation. Your authenticity is what draws people in, not your perfection, not your clean-cut content, your scripts, okay? It's you being completely and utterly you. So if you're listening right now and you're stuck in the loop of, I'll start when I'm ready, or maybe you've started and you just haven't found yourself perfect in any of your videos or your recordings, this is your sign. And I want you to know that it's okay to start rough. It's okay to cringe at your videos or your recordings, or the fact that you have RBF face while you're pouring your heart out into the video. That was totally me. And I want you to know that it's also okay to grow while people are watching. You can release something to the world and improve it later, because honestly, that's how everyone does it. Even the people you look up to, like a good example is Amy Porterfield, and she talks about it. She talks about her like very first recording, and she'll even like show it on her screen and be like, ugh, but hey, you look at where she was and where she is right now, and you can see that there's improvement. Everyone gets better, and we all start somewhere. I mean, all these people who are successful today, they started out feeling awkward and unsure of themselves too. But here's the thing. They kept going. They kept pushing record. They kept messing up, and they kept deleting, and they kept recording, and they got better at it. And these people wouldn't be successful today if they didn't keep going. Okay, they wouldn't have gotten better at it. If we all stopped when we felt uncomfortable, we would never improve. That's why I say your message, your voice is more powerful than your fear, and your impact will grow as you do. It's okay to start out small and scared and fearful and not be perfect in any of your videos or your recordings, because you can always go back later and improve it. There's nothing that says that that's your final video or that's your final recording or whatever it is that you are doing to get yourself out there. So hit record, write your blog post, go live if you want. Be awkward, cringe, laugh about it, and keep going. Because the only way to get better at anything is to keep on doing it, is to be willing to be bad at it at first, is to be willing to make the mistakes and redoing it. It's all okay. And I want you to know you're doing way better than you think. If you're still there, if you're still in that boat, if you're recording and it's not perfect and you keep doing it anyway, you're going somewhere, okay? So if this episode gave you a little courage boost, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at support@course-roots.com and let me know what you think. I would love to hear about all your cringe-worthy moments, okay? And I'm sure I've probably been there, honestly. And I want you to remember, your imperfect start is someone else's permission slip to keep going. So keep going, okay? And if you loved this episode, don't forget to hit subscribe and subscribe to my email list so that you do not miss any upcoming episodes, news, or just plain old encouragement, okay? Until next time, thank you guys.